Money, some people have it, some don't. Some have mastered it while most are still chasing it. You might think of money as just numbers, spreadsheets, and math, an equation to be solved. But the real financial decisions are made far from calculators, often around dinner tables, influenced by ego, pride, fear, and personal history. The true nature of money is the dance between the cold arithmetic of a spreadsheet and the complexity of human nature. When it comes to money, we are complicated creatures, and financial success is not just about knowledge. Financial success is less about how much you know and more about how you behave. Inspired by Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money, this video explores the strange and deeply human side of money. We all come from different backgrounds, different generations, parents with varying incomes and unique values. Our experiences with money are shaped by where we live, the economic environments we're born into, and the opportunities we're given. Even our attitudes toward the stock market and inflation are influenced by these factors. Consider how people born in different decades view money. Those born in 1970 saw the S&P 500 rise nearly tenfold during their youth, leading to a positive view of the stock market and a greater willingness to invest. In contrast, people born in 1950 saw little growth in the market during their formative years, resulting in skepticism and less inclination to invest. Those from the 1960s experienced high inflation, making them wary of its effects. These generational experiences shape how we approach investing and financial decisions. People born in the 1990s, for example, grew up with relatively low inflation, so they tend to be less concerned about its impact. Our experiences with the stock market and inflation during our formative years greatly shape our attitudes and behaviors toward investing. Every financial decision we make is justified by the information we have at the time and our mental model of the world, a model shaped by our parents and unique life experiences. Even if people are misinformed or make poor choices, their actions make sense to them in the moment and align with their personal story. As Housel says, people do some crazy things with money, but no one is crazy. We all have unique worldviews, and since there's no universally correct way to manage money, none of us are truly irrational. We make financial decisions based on our life experiences and worldview. Warren Buffett is often considered one of the greatest investors of all time. What's staggering is that $81.5 billion of his $84.5 billion net worth was earned after he reached his mid-60s. Housel points out that Buffett's fortune isn't just about being a good investor, but about being a good investor since he was a child. Starting at age 10, Buffett was able to harness the power of compounding over a lifetime. Let's say you invest $1,000 at an 8% interest rate. After 1 year, you earn $80. If you reinvest and compound at 8% the next year, you earn $86.40, not just on your original investment, but also on the interest you earned. Over time, compounding means your money grows not just from the principal, but from the interest on the interest. This counterintuitive effect is why many people underestimate how extreme the results can be. Buffett began investing seriously at age 10 and had a net worth of $1 million by age 30. Imagine if he had spent his early income on travel and luxury cars instead, starting with just $25,000 at age 30 and retiring at 60. Even with the same impressive annual returns, his net worth would be only $11.09 million, 9% less than his actual fortune. Buffett's financial success is due to his early start and the power of compounding over decades. Buffett's skill is investing, but his secret is time. Consider Jim Simons, a hedge fund manager who has compounded money at a staggering 66% annually since 1988, a much higher rate than Buffett. Yet, Simons' net worth is $21 billion, 75% less than Buffett's. The reason? Simons started investing seriously at age 50, giving him less time for compounding. If he had started as early as Buffett, his net worth could have been astronomical. The lesson is clear: never underestimate the power of compounding. No matter how counterintuitive the results may seem, they should never be ignored. Over time, compounding can create extraordinary outcomes, even if the annual gains seem modest. The earlier you start, the more powerful the effect becomes. When it comes to money, we often have a bias toward pessimism. Optimism is the belief that good outcomes are likely over time, even if there are setbacks. But money is a subject that attracts pessimism for many reasons. Bad news about the economy grabs our attention more than slow, steady progress. A 40% stock market decline in 6 months is headline news, while a 140% gain over 6 years might go unnoticed. Every year, 500,000 American lives are saved by medical progress, but these slow gains attract less attention than sudden losses like disasters or crashes. There are many overnight tragedies, but few overnight miracles. Despite setbacks, It's important to remember that, over time, the odds of a positive outcome are in our favor. When you see news about market crashes or economic woes, try to keep the long-term perspective in mind. In 1968, there were about 300 million high school-age people in the world, but only 300 attended Lakeside School in Seattle. Lakeside was the only high school with a professor who leased a computer, the Teletype Model 30. This rare opportunity changed everything for one student, Bill Gates. The odds of having access to such technology were 1 in a million. Bill Gates and his schoolmate Paul Allen would go on to create Microsoft, but there was a third member of their group, Kent Evans, who was just as talented and visionary. Tragically, Kent died in a mountaineering accident before graduating high school. The odds of such an accident were also 1 in a million. Luck and risk are like the wind and waves for a sailboat, beyond our control, yet shaping our journey. Just as a sailor can control the rudder and sails, but not the wind or waves, our pursuit of success is shaped by both our efforts and external factors. Understanding that success is a mix of talent and luck can help us approach financial decisions with humility and perspective. Recognizing the role of luck and risk keeps us grounded and realistic about our achievements and setbacks. People often seek wealth to become happier, but Housel argues that the key to happiness is the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want. The pursuit of material wealth can lead people to work harder and give up control over their time, even as they become richer. Studies show that having control over your life is the most reliable predictor of well-being, more than salary or status. Ultimately, controlling your time is the highest dividend money can pay. Pursuing money without valuing your time is like filling a bucket with a hole in it. No matter how much you pour in, it leaks out. Similarly, accumulating money won't bring lasting happiness if you can't enjoy your time. True wealth is about having the freedom to use your time as you wish. Heinz Berggruen, a man who fled Nazi Germany, became one of the most successful art dealers ever. He collected masterpieces by artists like Picasso and Matisse, selling part of his collection for over 100 million euros. His secret? Buying a large number of works and holding them for years, waiting for a few to become extremely valuable. Most of his collection wasn't worth much, but the few winners made all the difference. This concept, known as long tails, means that a small number of events account for most outcomes. In investing, it's not about being right all the time, but about having a diversified portfolio and waiting for a few big winners. Even if 99% of your investments don't work out, the 1% that do can make all the difference. The same principle applies in business and venture capital. Amazon as an example. In 2018, Amazon alone drove 6% of the return on the S&P 500, even though it's just one company. Within Amazon, 2 products, Amazon Prime and Amazon Web Services, were the main drivers of growth. These tail events more than made up for less successful experiments like the Fire phone. Jeff Bezos understands that it's okay to fail with most products if a few become massive successes. Bezos once said, "If you think that's a big failure, we're working on much bigger failures right now." Tail events are mostly hidden from us because we only see the finished products, not all the failures along the way. Housel uses the example of a stand-up comedian. The Netflix special is the 1% of jokes that worked, while 99% were just okay. In investing, accepting that tails drive everything helps us understand that many things may go wrong, but a few big wins can make all the difference. Out of nearly 500 stocks Warren Buffett has picked, only 10 have made the majority of his money. Good stock pickers are right only about half the time. Good leaders make good decisions only half the time. The fact that you might be wrong sometimes doesn't mean things won't work out over time. In the end, a small number of events can determine the outcome. It's important to understand the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Richness is about your current income and possessions, while wealth is about the financial assets you haven't spent yet. True wealth isn't what you see, but what you don't. Many people living flashy lifestyles are actually relying on debt, not wealth. Wealth is about the assets you build and keep for the future. Accumulating wealth requires self-control and restraint. The diamonds, watches, and first-class upgrades you decline all contribute to your overall wealth. It's easy to find role models who spend lavishly, but true wealth is hidden and harder to imitate. We're conditioned to believe that having money means spending money, but the real key to building wealth is to save and invest what you have. The next time you see someone driving a fancy car or living in a big house, remember that you can't judge wealth by appearances alone. The true key to wealth is self-control, restraint, building assets, and investing in your future. The only way to be wealthy is not to spend the money you have, but to let it grow. Imagine climbing a mountain with the goal of reaching the peak. The journey is full of uncertainty. sunshine, rain, getting lost, or even injury. The difficulty isn't always clear until you're in the thick of it. From the ground, the path may seem obvious, but you'll need to adjust along the way. You know there's no golden escalator to the top. Risk is part of the climb. When it comes to the stock market, many people think they can avoid risk and get something for nothing. Housel compares it to buying a car. You can buy new, used, or try to steal one. Most avoid stealing because the risks outweigh the benefits. Yet, in investing, people try to steal returns with shortcuts and tricks, hopping to avoid the price of volatility and uncertainty. Consider wanting to earn an 11% annual return over 30 years for retirement. From 1950 to 2019, the Dow Jones returned about 11% per year, but there were many ups and downs along the way. For many, watching investments rise and fall is stressful, so they try to get in and out quickly, hopping to avoid the emotional price of volatility. But successful investing means accepting this price. The price you pay for investing isn't just in dollars and cents. It's about accepting the emotions that come with volatility, fear, and risk. Recognizing that successful investing comes with a price is crucial. This price isn't always obvious, but you have to pay it, just like you would for any other product. The key is to see the market's fee as an admission fee, not a fine. Know when enough is enough. The concept of hedonic adaptation, or the hedonic treadmill, means that every time you reach a goal, you move the goalpost further ahead. Even ultra-wealthy individuals like Bernie Madoff and Gupta, who had everything, resorted to crime for more money. The pursuit of wealth without knowing when to stop is like climbing a never-ending ladder. No matter how high you climb, there's always another rung. The pursuit can become all-consuming, leading to a lack of happiness and fulfillment. It's important to recognize when you have enough and to appreciate what you've achieved. Otherwise, you risk losing sight of what truly matters in life. Money is not just about numbers, it's deeply tied to human nature. Our decisions are influenced by ego, pride, fear, and personal history. The dance between logic and emotion makes financial choices complex. Understanding this can help us make better decisions and avoid common pitfalls. We all have a unique financial DNA, shaped by our upbringing, environment, and experiences. This DNA influences how we view risk, opportunity, and wealth. Recognizing your own financial DNA can help you understand your biases and make more informed choices. There's no one-size-fits-all formula for financial success. What works for one person may not work for another, because everyone's circumstances and experiences are different. The key is to find a strategy that fits your own life and goals, rather than copying someone else's path. Everyone makes mistakes with money, even the best investors and business leaders. The important thing is to learn from these mistakes and adjust your approach. Over time, the lessons you learn can be more valuable than any single success or failure. Approaching money with humility means recognizing that luck, risk, and timing play a big role in outcomes. No one has all the answers, and even the most successful people have benefited from circumstances beyond their control. Humility helps us stay open to learning and adapting. Opportunities are not evenly distributed. Some people, like Bill Gates, had rare chances that changed their lives. Others may never get such breaks. Recognizing the role of opportunity can help us appreciate our own journey and avoid comparing ourselves unfairly to others. Setbacks are a natural part of any financial journey. The key is resilience, the ability to keep going despite challenges. Over time, resilience can lead to greater success than any single lucky break. Embracing setbacks as learning experiences is essential for long-term growth. While luck and risk play a role, it's important to focus on what you can control: your behavior, decisions, and habits. Consistent, positive actions over time can lead to meaningful results, even if you can't predict every outcome. Patience is one of the most valuable traits in finance. Whether it's waiting for investments to grow or for opportunities to appear, patience allows you to benefit from compounding and long-term trends. Those who rush often miss out on the biggest rewards. Emotional intelligence is just as important as financial knowledge. Being aware of your feelings, biases, and triggers can help you avoid impulsive decisions and stay focused on your long-term goals. Mastering your emotions is a key part of mastering money. Saving is the foundation of wealth. It's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep and invest. Small, consistent savings can grow into significant wealth over time, especially when combined with the power of compounding. Investing is about building for the future, not just chasing quick wins. The most successful investors focus on long-term growth, diversification, and patience. By staying the course and accepting the ups and downs, you give yourself the best chance for lasting success. Knowing when enough is a rare but valuable skill. The endless pursuit of more can lead to stress and dissatisfaction. Setting clear goals and appreciating what you have can bring more happiness than any amount of money. True wealth is about contentment and freedom. In the end, money is as much about psychology as it is about math. Our behaviors, emotions, and experiences shape our financial outcomes. By understanding the human side of money, embracing patience, humility, self-control, and resilience, we can make better decisions and build true wealth. Remember, it's not just about what you know, but how you behave with money that makes all the difference.